Alrighty. I think with that intro, we can get really pumped up and get really excited for this. Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you're excited for another chapter, our fifth of the Dagger of Azeroth. I am, once again, your host, Helkwith. Mon, call me Helk. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We're going to put our players through the ringer once more, and they're going to love it. And they're going to learn something about themselves, and we'll hopefully learn more about their characters tonight. That's what I'm hoping to really touch on with this one, because we know their mission. We've seen a lot of, extra characters, big names. And we'll still see some big names tonight, but I want us to get going and see some of the different sites that Kalimdor has to see. So we left off with our characters facing a decision. They're leaving Orgrimmar. At least two of them are. And the other one is going to be staying in Orgrimmar. So without further ado, I'm going to adjust the volume to our call here. And what we're going to do from there is we are going to reintroduce our characters. Once I set the live screen here. And Slayer says kill them all already. And let's go to the live screen. And hey, everyone.
All right, Slayer.
All right. Hey, Slayer. So, going from top to bottom, we have, as Mara, the Night Elf, vicariously awesome. In the middle, we have Lord Fancy, playing the role of Gareth, the Rogue. And at the very bottom, we have Scouty98 playing the role of Hammerstein, the Death Knight gnome.
Real quick.
Yes.
Thank you, Warden Umbreon, you persistent motherfucker. Welcome back. Sit back, relax.
Touch your butt.
Yeah.
Touch butts.
Touch butts.
All the butt stuff.
So, no. Let's...
Hey, Nemo touched a butt.
Yeah.
He turned out just fine.
Yeah, look at him.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
like fucked up flipper. Dorsal fin.
Sorry for derailing you.
That's okay. So
Spoiler alert.
I introduced... Yeah, I know. If you haven't seen Finding Nemo, there you go.
He touches the butt.
He touches the butt. So, anyways. Okay, so we left off with all three characters still in Orgrimmar. Two intending to leave, Mara and Gareth, but one intending to stay behind, Hammerstein.
It's me.
We haven't quite made anything clear yet. We don't know what the party's doing. So let's see what exactly happens. So, Sylvanas is still comforting some of the townspeople from the collapsing of the shops in the Valley of Strength. She's given the order to the guards to stand down, and this is an opportune time to leave. So, what happens here, guys?
Mara, let us be off of this place.
Didn't we already leave?
We
you
were
didn't.
on our way.
I thought, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought was already happening.
Yeah, I hurry towards the gates of Orgrimmar to leave.
Which exit are you heading towards?
The
Wherever we
front
came
fucking
in.
door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Going out the
you
back.
came via airship. Remember that.
We're going out the front door.
You're
Then I'm
going-
going to go through the Valley of Strength out that gate.
So you're going out that gate. So I'm
That's
going
the
to
front
give
door.
I'm going to give you a image of Kalimdor right here. So, and we'll zoom in for everybody else to see.
It's a very good image of Kalimdor.
So let's
You mean zoom out? What is that?
zoom in. Hang on.
This is the whole map with everything,
So-
marked.
Yeah.
Well, I gave you that map too. That's actually.
That was specifically Deritar.
So here
Yeah, but
is
Oh, I see.
Orgrimmar. So how do I make a circle appear?
You click
I
and
got
hold.
it. I'm doing
There
it.
we are. Thank you. Right there is Orgrimmar. So if you head out the front gate, you are heading into Duritar.
Oh, I see.
So
and then
Down
As
to the
far-
south.
as the nearest alliance-friendly location, we have Ratchet to the south, and then we have a Darnassian
Ragnar.
base camp to the north, right?
At
Yes.
Mount Hydro.
Yep.
Mount
How-
Hygel's a dungeon, though.
Yeah. You're not.
Around there.
Where would Gareth want to steer clear from?
I mean,
Well,
here's the thing. As a whole, Kalimdor is kind of horde territory
Horde.
now.
yeah.
You are an ocean away, or at least a sea away, from what you could call a safe bastion.
Well done.
I think that you might want to listen to Mara on this one. That this is me just being your dungeon master and guiding you a little bit. But so you are leaving through the front door though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so before you leave, you're greeted by a goblin in full guard armor, the typical armor that adorns the guards of Orgrimmar. It's red, has a lot of spikes on it. He comes to about Gareth's waist, and he goes, "Ah!" And he's leading two skeletal horses, and he looks at you and he goes, "You know, Lady Sylvanas said to give you these."
Oh.
Skeletal horses.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're,
Are they
they're
saddled
mounts.
up?
They're horde mounts, basically.
Are they saddled?
Yes, they are.
And they have any supplies on them?
No supplies, simply just the horses themselves.
Okay.
I narrow my eyes at them.
As you
I-
hesitate, the sound of a horse in the background galloping towards the gate around the bends. You can hear it approaching, and you see a blood elf. And you know this blood elf. This is Lorthamar. He rides up, dismounts quite illustriously because he is a blood elf. And he goes, "What seems to be the issue here? Take the horses."
There's no issue, Lord. I think we're just a little shell-shocked from what just happened. We're grateful for the assistance, and thank you for the horses. We'll be on our way.
Lorthamar looks at Mara, looks at Gareth, turns back to Mara and goes, "Sylvanas is cold and calculated. I know her longer than most people do, as do you. But she is fair. This coming from a leader of the Horde, I understand that. But
We'll have to agree to disagree on that one, Lord."
he goes into a low bow, looks to Gareth, and he shoots him a smile and goes, "I hope you get that flea problem checked out."
My brow deepens. I take the rein of the nearest skeletal horse from the goblin, and I begin walking in the desert.
Same. Out the doors.
Goblin nods as you take the reins, and you enter Durotar, which, yeah, good luck.
Gareth, I've in my travels, I've seen this area, and we pretty much only have two options. To the south, we have my DM waving at me.
No, I was waving at people in chat. Go
Okay.
ahead.
To the south, we have Ratchet. It is a neutral city, so they're not alliance, but they are neutral, and they are goblin controlled. But from there, we can take the boat to alliance-controlled Booty Bay in Kalimdor. To the north, we have a Darnassian base camp where we will find night elves. There is no port there, but we can find a flight path to an alliance-controlled territory here in Kalimdor. And when I said Kalimdor, I meant Eastern Kingdoms, because Booty Bay is obviously Eastern Kingdom. You know what I mean. So, I'm gonna leave it up to you to decide which way to go. I think I've made enough decisions for one day. Shut up, Scouting. So yeah, night elves in flight path to the north, boat and goblin neutral territory to the south. I know. I hate to put this on your shoulders, but I feel like you're gonna make the best decision on where we should go next.
I don't like either.
You know, we can't stay here though.
Well, considering the times, I prefer to take the boat.
Okay. You don't have any goblins in your closet, do you?
No. Besides, you couldn't hide one in there for long. The smell would escape.
And considering what we just experienced, I'd prefer to stay away from night elves for the time being. So I agree. Let's head south to Ratchet. We're very lucky they gave us these undead horses, so from far away we might appear as horde and not have to deal with too many horde attacking us.
Hopefully. I saddle up.
I saddle up.
All right.
And we head south.
So you're on your way. So it's going to be quite a travel. So you might want to... You're not going to be able to ride fast and ride hard. So you're going to have to...
Why not? They're undead. It's not like we're going to kill the horses.
They expend magical energy, Mara. Anyways.
I have magical energy, DM.
Yeah, not this kind of magical energy, Mara.
Oh shit!
Are you riding a horse? It doesn't look like you're riding a horse.
Are you serious? I have to sit here and bounce?
You gotta keep the rhythm.
All right.
Have you ever ridden before in your life?
I mean, a horse?
Yeah.
On that note, DM.
Yes. Okay. So as you enter Duratar upon the horse, yeah, the salute stream. Yeah, I know. This is anyways.
I'm sorry I had to.
I'm sorry. What's happening? Okay, so you enter Duratar upon two skeletal horses. An uncommon couple ride into the desert. This is
Uncommon what?
couple. There's a couple of you're two people, not necessarily a like
A
a couple, but anyways.
Look at that, twitching.
Anyways, yeah, no. Anyways,
Hair.
you notice
Hair.
the
It's a couplet.
the plight that is Duratar. There is no greenery. It is rocks and it is sand. What buildings lay out here are basically huts with maybe a lone orc tending to maybe a pig. There's nothing to be found in Duratar. It's bleached by the sun, but it will take a day to pass through here. So you'll probably want to pass the time somehow.
I can't believe that Hammerstein stayed behind in Ogremar. He knows so much. If he were to defect to the Horde, there's so much intelligence that would be compromised. I don't know what to think anymore. Please say something. The quiet is unsettling, Gareth.
I'm sure he'll keep his mouth shut.
And what guarantee do you have? What makes you say that?
I have none. I barely know. Not like it matters now.
Oh shit. Where is that noise coming from?
I think Scouty's making
Coming from
it.
scouting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Making the immersion stronger, alright? Xavier's doing the motions, I'm making the sound. Trying to do something to keep myself entertained. Just trying to do something helpful. You don't need to. I'll just go.
You continue onward through Durakar.
Thank you.
The sun reaching a point. Seems like late afternoon. You can tell twilight will be upon you soon. It's hot. You have seen no greenery, nothing. It becomes quite apparent as to why the Horde would choose to roll into other territory in Kalimdor, as their base of operations must yield next to no natural resources. You may interact
We need
again.
water. We need water. We have to find water. We're not gonna make it much longer like this.
I look to the horizon. Is there anything around us?
Nothing of any consequence. You think you might detect water, some kind of structure maybe further down the road.
Thunder Ridge?
Yeah.
Let's stomp up
That's-
there. See if there's anything.
I think Thunder Ridge has a lake, but I can't remember if it's salt water or fresh water. I know it pours into the sea, but I can't remember. We try. We have to try.
One way to find out.
So you ride onto Thunder Ridge, and as you approach, you do see water. You're unawares as to whether it is fresh or whether there's salt being mixed in. You're more than welcome to check.
I'm older. I'm a night elf. Let me try. I know that you are Worgen, but right now you're in human form, and it's not that you're weaker. It's just let me try it first.
All right. So you try the water.
I cup some water in my hand and I drink it.
You feel the rush of fresh water.
Thank God.
Pour down.
It's good. It's good, Gareth. Get a drink. Let's take a quick break. We can't linger here very long.
Cannonball.
Nice. Gareth dives into the water and starts swimming around.
I can't swim.
Can.
I'll stay here with the horses while you take a bath. Apparently.
When Gareth jumped from his horse and dove into the water, his skeletal horse remains completely still, as if locked in place.
I begin drinking the water and some swimming.
There are no bridges, but we do have to cross the river to the west.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I did derope.
Okay.
I'm
So-
not looking.
So he's
I look.
Oh.
I look away.
so he's nude. Okay.
I'm not looking.
So, thank you.
Well, as nude as I can be.
Glancing awkwardly up at the
Do they
sky.
Do they have underwear in this universe?
Not really.
No.
Not
Not
really.
No.
really. That was
There's
like a loincloth.
loincloth.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took
He's
that
down
shit
to his
off.
loincloth.
I'm out there, but
Just
the
out
reason
there.
I mention that is because my clothes are not wet.
Okay.
All right, that's the importance.
Okay.
I always
No
wondered if a
loincloth.
Worgen was Oh, okay. No.
We have the correct.
Circumcised?
We get nude.
This is now became a rated extreme.
Well, you see, it's like I'm in a different body, so my penis is different. So it's
Oh
completely
my God!
different. Anyways,
Okay.
all right.
Terms of
Anywho.
service. It is educational. We are educating people on the difference between a
Dog
human
penises are different than human.
versus
They are.
Worgen.
Does
So,
they have a
dude.
red rocket?
Thank you for that follow, Walter Nate. I am glad
Oh,
you
that
enjoy the
makes
mustache.
somebody follow. Unbelievable.
And I'm glad you enjoy the penis talk. I mean, if you want to redact your follow, I completely understand. Anyway, so the horse is frozen. Gareth is skinny dipping to his heart's content.
Mara is very uncomfortable.
Mara is just
Peeking.
curious,
but also very uncomfortable.
Ragnarok. Anyways, so twilight is approaching. You can see the sun beginning to set.
I hate all of you.
And from there, we turn back to Hammerstein, who stayed behind. We're going to go back to the moment that they left. Sylvanas finishes talking to all the other citizens that were standing around, and she sees Hammerstein standing alone. She walks up and goes, "You brought this lewdness upon us. We'll revisit the lewdness shortly. Don't worry."
Wait, did Sylvanas say that to me?
No, Ragnarok said that.
No, I know. I was trying to make a joke.
Anyways, Sylvanas approaches and goes, "What of your friends, gnome?"
I just need time to process things and think.
Join me in the war chief chambers.
Okay.
She enters, so we'll return back to Orgrimmar over here. So we are back into the war chief's chambers, and she goes, "What do you have left to process here, gnome?"
Well, as my furry friend revealed, we were all SI7. And our mission was to find out why the portals weren't open so that civilians could escape the tree. And a young mage, probably in his teens, was the one that was supposed to be watching the gate. And we followed him one night, and some cloaked figures teleported him out of the dock, Stormwind. And then the whole me trying to be a wannabe Lich King thing, and now here.
Yes, I heard about that. She glances at her fingernails. Looks back at Scouty. "So why do I continue to let you live? You are SI7. Spies. I despise spies."
I can see why. I mean, I'm in your city. You're showing me hospitality. But I still have a mission to keep. And I don't know who, I'm not pointing fingers. I don't know if it was Horde or as you think it might be Greymane. I don't know. I just want to find the solid evidence. And it may or may not be here. I'm not sure.
I don't know what you'll find here, young gnome, but I think that you've walked in here and stayed here for more than just your mission. You exist in an alliance that doesn't accept you as you are. You are undead. You are feared. Much like all of us are. Notably me. I'm a dangerous one, they say. I was Ranger General of Silvery Moon. And now I'm War Chief of the Horde. And I haven't breathed in years. She glances around. I think you're looking for your identity, more so than your mission. You experienced something in Northrend. Something that is abhorrent, but necessary. She looks to you for response.
I understand this offering, but I may be undead just like you, and I may be seen as a monster, but I'm still a gnome at heart.
You may be a gnome at heart, but that's not how they see you.
Understandable.
I am a blood elf. A high elf, if you will. And none of them see me as that. I'm war chief of the Horde, and yet there are still whispers. They hate me. Everybody hates me. I understand that. But I do the things that must be done to keep this army, this Horde, alive. She looks around. But I got its plot convenience, yo. You wear that, Carrie, and I swear to God, that's the end of this stream. That's fine, Ragnarok. Unfollow everyone. I don't care. Anyways, I swear to God,
Carrie.
don't do it. Don't do it.
Carrie, drop the hammer.
This is a serious moment, goddammit.
Yeah, I know.
Breaking my immersion.
My immersion!
I'm not even drunk.
Sylvanas,
talking.
I am.
Sylvanas goes, there are humans, former humans, forsaken. They were all human. They're unwanted by their former families. They're feared. We did not ask for this life, but we were given it. The same as you, Gnome. You were risen by the Lich King himself, just as me. She spits to the ground as she says it. What good is an alliance that doesn't even respect you?
Speechless.
You are SI7. Therefore, you are still considered alliance. If you are going to stay in my city, in my continent for that matter, you must prove yourself. Nathanos! The drapes swing open. Nathanos Blightcaller, in a not so forsaken body, but undead body at that, walks in. Yes, my queen. Nathanos, we have an SI7 agent here who wishes to be in our city permanently, or at least for the time being. I wish to see his prowess in battle. My queen, would you wish me to do the honor of destroying this gnome for you? She raises her hand. That's enough. I wish to see what he can do. That is all. You kill him, Nathanos, and understand that you will know a pain worse than the undeath that has been brought upon you. Of course, my queen. Nathanos bows. To the arena! You hear horns and trumpets blare as you walk outside into the Valley of Strength. Orcs, raising their axes in the air. Nathanos raising his arms up as he marches towards the arena in the Valley of Honor. You follow behind, closely followed by Sylvanas. While there was quite the tragedy just a moment ago, you understand that these orcs, the majority of the race that exists in Orgrimmar, hold battle in high esteem, hold honor in high esteem. They cheer, they shout, "Lok Narash! Loktar Ogar!" as you march past them towards the Valley of Honor. Through the drag, you make your way. Nathanos, almost like a wrestling heel, giving you the thumbs down as he walks by all the guards. You enter the Valley of Honor. You see the great arena approaching on the right side, and that is where you enter. Oh. And so let's go there.
Gotta get my dice.
Sylvanas takes her side on her champion, Blightcaller, of course. The area is surrounded by dread guards. There are 6 in this area, at least. No, 8, my bad. 8 dread guards in this area. And there are many more that filter in behind. Benches fill with orcs, undead, trolls, blood elves, all wanting to see Tauren. They all filter in. Goblins shouting for bets. And they all look to the 2 people standing on opposite ends of the arena. Nathanos Blightcaller, in very regal attire, befitting the champion of the Horde. And over on the other side, a lone gnome Death Knight, standing there in his armor, albeit the armor that he obtained from the Horde. Sylvanas, seeing the crowd get whipped into a frenzy, puts her hand up, and the crowd immediately quells. This is not a battle to the death. This is not Makara. But I expect both of you to do your best. She nods to Blightcaller. Blightcaller removes his bow from his back. Don't expect me to go easy on you, gnome.
Okay. I have no witty remarks. Sorry. Got nothing right now.
I see that gnomes are very straightforward, aren't they? A horn
This one
blows, and Makara begins. Not Makara. The battle. This isn't Makara. The battle begins. Sorry, I had the word in my head.
No worries.
Yeah. Roll
Or initiative.
for initiative.
What's my dexterity? 3. Okay.
Servanty, this is roll 20.
If today's
That's
any
not what
indicator
he
of
was
my
asking.
dice rolls,
What?
I'm gonna die.
Oh, 5th edition. Sorry. Yeah.
boot.
Ooh.
Do it. I've had the worst of luck today.
Nathanos Blightcaller draws back an arrow in his bow, turns to his queen, and nods, and lets loose. How do you handle this? What are you going to use?
Can I use raise the dead to bring up a meat shield?
A meat shield. You can if you wish to.
I would like to do that.
Do it. So, is there a roll involved in it?
No, there is no roll.
Okay. An ancient army of skeletons rise from underneath the sand. And you can tell that these skeletons are not necessarily the most fresh. The arrow clips off a few bones and scatters to the ground, bone shattering. One skeleton remains on the ground, still functional, looking at its comrades, still scattered on the grounds. Bring back your ex-wife. What the fuck? Anyways, all right, Hammerstein, it's your turn.
All right. First, I would like to cast Bone Shield on myself,
Okay.
which just
What does it do?
raises my armor class by 2.
Okay.
And starting next turn, I have to make dexterity saves to see if it keeps going.
Okay. And your next move?
I will attempt to smack Nathanos with my rune blade.
Are you next to him?
Thanos?
I'd like to charge up to him.
You charge up to him. You can control you.
Yeah.
Keep him from killing Spider-Man.
Nathanos smiles as you rush up to him, as he drops his bow and draws both daggers that are at his waist. He goes to stab. And he stumbles as he stabs forward unwittingly, and Sylvanas lets out a cackling laugh.
So much for being the champion, you know?
He falls to the ground. She looks to Hammerstein and goes, "Such a pitiful action. Put him out of his misery, Hammerstein."
You're not a performing monkey.
Ragnarok!
What is he saying now? This guy tilts.
This guy
I can't
tilts me.
read chat. God damn it. You want to read chat? I can't.
The mustache
Imagine
keeps
the
me
most-
alive.
Tilting messages ever.
Carrie,
You
we
get
all
tilted
Carrie,
right now?
Carrie, we all love you. God, don't be letting this get to you.
Ragnarok always gets to me, okay?
Ragnarok,
All right.
take it easy on her. Hammerstein, what are you doing?
You're
Roll.
breaking my immersion, yo.
I know.
I gotta get more whiskey in a minute.
I'm gonna slap you. Drive all the way up to New Hampshire and slap you.
Hammerstein.
I
Act.
grab Nathanos' net, or like armor, or like try to find like a grab and hold.
Okay.
Try to
You
put
grab
him
a hold
down.
of him.
Bring
And
my rune blade to his neck and scream for him to yield.
Nathanos Blightcaller laughs in your face. You feel your jaw explode as the punch comes in. The Horde never yields, Death Knight. And you will learn this right now. Your queen told you to end it, and you've given me an opening. Nathanos rises to his feet, his daggers back in hand. You stagger back. Nathanos goes for one more attack. But he misses again.
I'm just gonna swing at him with my rune blade. It's clearly
All right.
me showing not to kill, since this isn't Mukara or what.
Makara.
Ma-
But Sylvanas said to end it.
But it's not Mukara.
Doesn't matter. You're not an orc, are you?
No.
Finally.
The crowd is starting to grow hesitant. You swing your rune blade clumsily. It swipes into the ground.
These rolls
You
aren't.
you start to hear, you start to hear the boos from the crowd. Nathanos laughs as he easily dodges your swing, and basically parades around the stadium as if he were a hero, and he is to the Horde. He lets the entire crowd know the greatness that is Nathanos Blightcaller, and comes right back up to Hammerstein and goes for one more attack. However, you dodge. Again. The crowd grows impatient. Sylvanas frowns. This is your chance, Hammerstein. What do you do?
You know what? I'm gonna summon my steed.
You summon a death charger,
Yeah.
which immediately vanishes as you see Sylvanas' bow in hand and an arrow fly through it. This is no time to run, gnome. You've used your turn. Nathanos, stalking in, blades in hand, goes for a double stab to your neck and only finds air as he realizes he was aiming for the height of another human, not that of a gnome. He tumbles to the ground. This is a fun stream.
This is a fun stream.
This is your turn. This is your turn, Scouty. Everybody's missing. Jesus Christ.
I know. You know what? This is great. Because I'm just
Roll
gonna...
20 is not with us today.
No, it is not.
I'm gonna... try to chop off a leg.
Oh, all right.
And then...
What the hell? Hammerstein swings for Nathanos' leg, but he jumps back deftly. Nathanos, ready to reply, comes back with a hit. Oh, God! Nathanos, again, stumbles to the ground. He is defeated. Sylvanas, thumbs down,
All right.
says, "End it, Hammerstein."
I just pull like as if it was a pedestal. Just grab my rune blade and just right in the back.
All right.
Kind of roll.
Mm-hmm.
Dice be with me.
Are we rolling 20-sided dice here?
Yeah.
What the hell is this?
You're getting them all out of the way.
Yeah, I know.
Getting all the low rows.
Getting all the
I
low
mean,
rolls.
this
And now you're
morning.
gonna have all the high ones against us.
Oh
while
my
we get our low rows.
God.
I mean, this morning I did trip in the shower.
You
and fall down my stairs. So
you go for the stab onto Nathanos Blightcaller overhead. He rolls out of the way as the rune blade comes down. He gathers up his bow, draws an arrow from his quiver from a laying stance, and fires. And misses completely.
This is a good fight.
This is a good
All
fight.
right.
Yeah, I know.
No. This is great.
Blightcaller
Wait, I
is
still have that one skeleton.
yeah, who's just kind of chilling there.
Can I do a joint attack with the skeleton and myself?
You can, if you'd like.
I would like to do that.
Add a +2 to that.
Cadus says stab him with your pointy head. Make it a memorable kill.
Give
Be
a
like
plus-
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you get a +2
That's
from
fair.
this. Yeah.
Alright.
You and the skeleton rush at Nathanos Blightcaller. You feel the moment. And then just as if you felt that he was right there, you hear a laughing. As you swing through a mist that look like Nathanos. And he appears behind you. The skeleton hits the ground, shatters. Does that hit you?
What's your plus? What's your plus?
My armor is 16.
What is your bonus to attack? God damn it!
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Scouty. Scythe said roses are red, violets are blue. I donated more rams so your rolls wouldn't shit, Scouty.
I know, Scythe, you broke me in class. Fuck.
Yeah, no.
I was streaming in class, alright, just doing some doodles. Just
Stop
throwing-
ruining the
Streaming in
immersion.
class?
God damn it.
Yeah.
God damn it. You are in the middle of a battle. You are with Nathanos Blightcaller, the fucking champion of the Horde. Scythe, I know what you're telling him. Scythe, I know what you're telling him.
Then.
I know what you're telling him. And I swear to Christ, I swear to God, I am getting so fucking angry here. I swear to God, I am so fucking angry.
This has been the most immersion-breaking stream yet. Alright? Fucking
most
spank
fun.
him.
Do you
God,
alright?
I-
What is your
Correlation
attack
here.
bonus, Helk?
There is no attack bonus here. He rolls
Are
again.
you
He
shitting
rolls
me?
again. He rolls again. There we go.
What?
20! Critical hit!
What the fuck?
Nathanos,
It's rigged.
growing frustrated, decides. Everyone go to your room.
Scouty pouts.
Nathanos not being denied this time after dodging multiple attacks goes on an onslaught. He misses multiple times, but he finally connects with one hit. It's not with the dagger. It's with his fist instead of the dagger. Scouty goes flying across the screen, across the arena, I should say. Hammerstein goes, God, you guys have broken me. You guys have broken me.
Hammerstein! Hammerstein!
Hammerstein.
Arena!
You guys have done too much talking.
Blah, blah, blah. Words are hard. Blah, blah,
Oh,
blah.
Maybe
God.
we all need 5. Everybody get it out. Everybody get it out. Just take a minute. It's way too soon for our first break.
I know,
just
it
take a
really
moment.
is.
Let's just...
Okay. Nathanos punches Hammerstein across the arena. Hammerstein hits the wall with a thud. He's rocked. Nathanos, seeing that he's wounded his prey, stalks in. Hammerstein, you ready yourself for your next attack.
Alright.
I'll eat his Snickers.
Going to... You know what I kept forgetting to do? Kept forgetting to do the saving rolls for dexterity for my bone shield.
Mm-hmm.
So let me do that.
Seems mean.
That's a 20 plus 3. Assuming it fades, my bone shield fades.
That's your...
That's my saving throw for the
You go to cast your bone shield, but it
No,
fizzles.
it's just
Oh.
for the so it keeps going.
Your bone shield does
Alright,
not maintain.
Okay. Alright. With one last attempt, I try to smack him right in the chest with my rune blade.
All right. You swing clumsily. The blade hits Nathanos, but he laughs and pushes the blade to the side. He looks to the crowd. And puts his thumb like this. The crowd cheers.
Kill! Kill! Kill!
Exactly. The crowd starts cheering kill. He looks to Sylvanas. Sylvanas stares right through Nathanos.
Kill, 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 kill.
Good.
Boo!
The thumbs up comes from Nathanos.
Boo!
He grabs Hammerstein's hand, raises it up, drags his entire body off the ground.
Fall off your couch, Hammerstein.
I can't because the coffee table's right in front of me.
I meant off the side, you weirdo.
Sylvanas nods. Fear not, my people, for this was merely a test. Remember, this was not Makara. We were simply testing our gnome friend here to see if he would fight for his life. The crowd continues to boo. The sound grows deafening. Dread guards look around questioningly. And Savannah slips into her banshee form. The screaming overpowers everything in the arena. And switches back immediately. The entire arena quiet. This was not to the death. There has been enough bloodshed today in this city. The crowd looks to each other, nodding agreement. But they do start out a cheer to Blightcaller. And he obliges, putting his hands up, waving to the crowd. The champion of the Horde makes his march across the arena, knowing that he is the true victor of the day. Sylvanas nods and beckons to Hammerstein to follow her.
I do.
Alright. We return to the Warchief's chambers.
Get it, Scouty.
And
Yeah.
she
likes
returns.
them. No.
She
for
returns
dessert.
to her seat. Goes, Blightcaller could have killed you at any moment there.
I understand that.
Do you hold on to this precious piece of the Alliance?
You know, at this point, I think I kind of owe you my life right now.
I'm not one to trust agents that suddenly turn their backs on their allegiance. I want to know why all of those citizens were killed. I wanted to send a message to the Alliance that the Horde was not to be trifled with. I did not want to kill my great nieces.
And I understand that that's what we were trying to do. On the whole. Everything.
Do you forsake SI-7 to become a part of the Horde, Gnome?
I'd like to stay neutral for now. But
This is war.
there's war.
There is no neutrality. You are either with
Fucking
us
knew it.
or against us. What is your banner, Gnome?
Guess it has to be Horde. I'm dead,
Oh,
aren't I?
I told.
I'm not gonna get much hospitality as before with the other two if I had decided not to. Am I correct on that?
Sylvanas glances outside the chambers. A warlord, Kromush, walks in. An orc with a mohawk. Nathanos behind him. Kromush looks to you. Puts his arm out for you to grab.
I have no choice. I grab his hand.
Grab his hand. Repeat after me. Blood and thunder.
Blood and thunder.
Victory or death.
Victory or death.
Kromash puts his arm to his side. Welcome, brother. Nathanos nods. Savada stands up from her seat. Welcome to the Horde. Arise, Hammerstein, for you are our newest champion. And with that, we return to Gareth and Mara.
I come out of the pool of water. It didn't do much to remove all of the dirt from myself. Some of the more caked on parts still linger, though. I dry off as best I can, put on my clothes, dunk my flask into the pool to fill it, and cap it.
Alrighty. It is twilight, so you might be starting to think of what to do for the night, where you should be settling down, or if you should continue on, even in the dark. There's not much wildlife out here, as it's still fairly desolate.
Mara?
I'm conflicted about how to proceed with this evening, Gareth. As you know, I do have dark vision, so I can see up to 60 feet in the dark, but today was just emotionally and physically exhausting, and while any other day I could definitely make it through the night, I feel like we're going to need our strength tomorrow. At the same time, we need to cover as much ground as possible. You look like
I
you need a
guess
rest.
tonight needs an end. We'll continue in the morning.
You can't just make a camp out in the open. It's not safe. You need to find some kind of cover.
Oh, I agree. I survey the area. Do you want me to roll?
Yes.
All right. Perception?
Yep.
I'm pretty tired.
Here you, Scouty.
Nothing really shows around. You see rocks, maybe a large one that you could lean against. The horses would protrude from it.
Nothing.
Mara?
No trees.
I
No
don't
bushes,
see
no
anything.
caves.
Look yourself. You got better eyesight than me.
Yeah. You have to roll.
You roll perception.
I did. I failed.
Of course I
Yeah,
did,
well.
Ragnarok. Of course I did. It was amazing.
Hang on. Ah! Give me a fucking cave, Helk. Come on,
I
man.
lean against the nearest object.
Mara, looking around, spies what she thinks is a cave. Something protected. Something just jutting out of the ground. Probably enough for at least a few people to lay in.
I see something. We should check it out.
What is it?
It's closer to
I
the
can't-
east.
I can't tell. We have to move closer. We should be cautious, though.
Can't tell. Is
I-
it a person? Is it
It's some kind of. It might be a cave or a hut. It's too far. We have to move closer.
I'll take your lead.
All right. Are you riding or are you walking?
Walking,
We're
I assume.
we're walking.
Okay.
Stealth quiet, but we're
With our
like
horses in
horses
tow.
behind us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you move closer, you realize that it wasn't a cave. It was more of a what is the word I'm looking for? A domicile, but made of rock. It seems fairly abandoned. Much dust covers it. No light comes from inside. Do you wish to investigate?
Yes.
Roll.
We don't know what we're gonna find in there, so we should leave the horse here and get your weapons ready in case this is an inhabited domicile.
Anything nearby I can tie it up to?
The horses freeze in place, you've noticed, as you stop with them.
That's right. I let go of it.
I tie the reins together so they at least are, together.
All right.
Wait. I gotta get my thing. Shut up!
I gotta get
Don't
this.
judge me.
Hang on, I gotta get
my
this.
prop.
Okay, I got a light. Okay, let's go.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
Roll what?
Perception to see if you see anything in there. Any type of movement.
Me too, or just him?
Both of us.
Okay.
Gareth detects nothing.
My perception is higher, just.
Go ahead.
I feel like I attributed my points incorrectly for how I actually play this character, so...
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Oops! No, ignore that. Ignore
Yep,
that.
I know that wasn't a roll. I know that wasn't a
Ignore that.
roll. Yep.
Ignore that. That. And they're the exact same fucking thing. Exact same Alright, well, there we go. Shit.
Mara and Gareth.
Add your bonus to your first roll.
Yeah, no, why don't we just say that? We'll just say that. Mara detects
The
nothing
19.
inside the domicile, but as you enter hesitantly, you walk in and you see a large skeleton on a makeshift bed holding a smaller skeleton. It's been there for a while.
Well, whoever.
Is it human?
Here.
Nope.
Can we tell if it's orc or
It's fairly large, so it's probably orc.
well, whoever lived here hasn't for a long time. I don't know what happened here, but this should do us for the night. We have to do something about these remains. I can't stay here.
I don't sleep next to corpses.
Yeah.
Wow.
I head outside.
We have some time before nightfall. Barry.
Yeah, it is still light out, but twilight is approaching.
I'll help you. Bury them. Give them some honor.
I begin to claw at the dirt.
I use magic.
It's very dusty, but it does eventually give way.
I dust off the hands as soon as she pulls out the magic.
I magically dissolve all. No.
A hole appears where Gareth was digging, and now that Mara has, used her laser powers to open.
Shut your mouth!
I collect the bones.
I'm like using the end of my stick to kind of dig you.
Give them a proper burial, cover them back up, place something to mark the spot, and head back into the cave. Like
Should we say something as Gareth walks away?
as I begin to walk away.
Yeah, should we say something? I
was
don't
there
know
to say?
any horde incantations, but do you wanna say anything?
Their souls are long gone. There's nothing
That's not the
left on the
point.
bone.
It's not the point, Gareth. It's alright. It's alright. You don't have to. I just wanted to ask.
In Orcish, I speak. Life is untimely. For these two, hope was not given. May they be given safe passage through whatever they traverse. And I walk away.
I nod my head and, yeah. Wait, where did you walk away to?
Into the cave.
Okay, it's not a cave.
Domicile. Sorry.
Into the domicile.
It's a shack. Let's call it a shack. Is
Let's call
that
it a
easier?
shack. That's fine.
I
Let's
walk
save a couple of
inside
syllables
of the
here.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay.
To the Shaquille O'Neal. All right.
I walk inside the shed too, and I said thank you.
Shed.
Thank
God
you
damn.
for that. Okay, alright, it's all you, boo.
Okay, so you do detect that it is getting rather cold. There is some wood. It appears to be aged, and there is a small fireplace. It might make well for you to start a fire.
Okay, I take my staff, and I take the fire side of it, and I'm like, pew pew, and there's fire. Just like that.
Okay, so
Alrighty.
so Mara goes pew pew with
my lights.
with wood in the fireplace. The fire ignites in the logs, creating instant light in the domicile, revealing truly that this was a place for probably a family at one point. There's a table, there's a fireplace, and there's a few beds. And
All pretty dusty.
all pretty dusty. This has not seen any exposure in a while, other than to the harshness of
We take the
Durotar.
bedding, and we beat out the dust outside in the front.
Okay. The dust is gone from the bedding.
Okay. You said how many beds are there? 2?
There's a couple. There's a few, I should say. There's like 3, I would say.
Okay. Where are they located?
Next to each other, just like one.
Okay. I'll take the one furthest away from the door.
Light starts to wane outside. However, the fire does burn brightly inside. You may interact.
I wonder what Hammerstein is doing right now.
Why?
Because I don't think that he will stay new. I think that they will convert him. He's too impressionable. I think that he'll fall for Sylvanus's tricks. I think that we'll never see him again, or if we do, it will be as a foe and not as a friend. Even after all we've been through with him. And I've been around so many years that every time that I lose a friend to war, you know, I got used to a friend to feels different somehow. It feels wrong.
Well, tricked by lilac words is one thing, and I do not find that preferable. Though having a sway of conscience and choosing some other banner to follow.
I almost thought that you might stay behind with him.
Please.
Oh, not as gullible as the little gnome, are we?
If being neutral paid so well, I wouldn't even be an agent.
So all you care about is coin. You're just here for the money. It's not about honor for you.
Do I look covered in filigree to you? It's
No.
not about money. It's not about honor.
So what is this about for you? You
It doesn't
know
matter.
why I'm here.
You're
Matters
here
to me.
because
you're the-
you are imbued with hatred, Mara. So many years you've lived, and so many of them, it seems you've been fixated upon one thing. Yet I've lived only a fraction of the time you have. And for some reason, consistency scares me. I may only have a year or two left of this before I feel I must move on.
Move on where? What do you mean?
Wherever the road takes me.
Move
It
on
grows
from the
late.
Alliance?
Darkness has fallen, by the way, while you discuss.
It grows late. I wish not to talk.
You're the only traveling companion I have left, Gareth.
You should get rest.
I just want to get to know you better.
Thanks, Sasrin.
We've been through so much. I'm not trying to burden you with questions. I'm not trying to open up any past, but we could die tomorrow, and I'd like to know the person that I may die next to in battle.
Would you be so willing to open up of yourself, Mara?
Didn't you used to chastise me for opening myself up too much? There's more than just hate inside me. Grief runs so much deeper with Night Elves than it does with any other race.
I believe you.
I am Kildori, and I am what I am, just like you are what you are. You didn't choose to be Worgen any more than I chose to be Kildori. We are what we are. We are born that way, and this is what the world makes us into.
I was not born into this. Made? No. There was no preparation, no thought. This is a curse. And there is nowhere I can go without it looming over my head. An inevitability that rises at the slightest inclination of anger. A creature that claws from within, begs to be let out.
You didn't have a choice? Someone
No.
forced you to be?
I did not have a choice. One of my first missions as an SI-7 agent was to spy upon Greymane and to see what was happening with the threat of the Worgens before it became so commonplace. And I was afflicted in this siege, and I've kept it hidden. And yet, it seems as if it's just a tool, so easily used, gripped, to solve a problem that needs to be solved with such brute, disgusting force. 'Tis not my life, not what I chose, and anyone that I wish to see again, or I have any inclination of relationship with, holds no honor, no love in their heart for such a...
Is that why you have such disdain for me? Because I asked that of you. I asked to change.
I have no disdain for you. I have no anger or ill will towards you, your ilk, towards Hammerstein, regardless of if he should change Banner. Should he fight against us in the future, I hope he fights with the knowledge in his heart that he is fighting for the side that he believes is truly just. For that is the world that we live in, Mara. A world where you take your beliefs and you stack them higher than the lives of those around you. And yet I've done the same. So who am I to claim any superiority, any moral ground standing?
You cannot live in this world of gray forever. Not everything is so gray. Some things are black and white, and eventually something will happen that will make you decide how you feel and what side you're on. I respect your neutrality, but it won't last. You know that, don't you?
Maybe a part of me does.
Now you know about my family. And do you have any family? Maybe a gorgeous creative artist named Amanda.
Stop.
I love you, Amanda. Hi, baby girl.
God damn
Terry
it.
loves you as usual.
Such a fucking real moment, and you fucking do that. I swear to Christ.
It's cool.
She
It's
walked
cool.
in
It's
the
cool.
door. What do you want from me?
God damn it, Carrie.
She's sick. I have to give her some love.
Do it after the stream then.
Okay, continue. Thank you.
Do you believe this shit?
As
that I
you
put
said,
up with
Mara.
these people?
What is it you said?
You know about my family, about the way I lost them, and my connection to Sylvanas. Did you ever have family? Was there anybody that you ever cared about or left behind?
Yes.
You don't want to talk about it, do you?
Even at the youngest age one can be, I wasn't wanted.
Not wanted? What do you mean? By your family?
Where I lived, it was commonplace for the poor to give up their children in hopes that they would have a better life.
I've heard of such practices.
Yes. I was once such a child. The local archmage would take in such willing orphans and take them under his care, or so it was said. All were taken into servitude and taught to clean, cook, take care of all the needs of those so magically inclined.
Sounds like slavery.
Close. Those who showed any sign of aptitude were taken in to a higher rank. No longer would they serve. Instead, they would be served. magical capabilities were seen as preferable. As you may well know, I have none. I grew a knack for alchemy in my youth. There were other boys that I ran around with. A couple of bastards. Troublemakers. Always playing pranks. On each other, on others, on the magical students. But the eldest, he had quite the knack for alchemy. Very gifted for his age. This is my first time seeing such a thing. So, of course, I dabbled. Not long after, while searching for ingredients for my next concoction, I met a young woman by the name Aleska. It was like seeing the sun for the first time. Such a reserved radiance. Something that was kept and not flaunted. A very clever girl, smart, charming. We spent much time together. We would sneak out from our duties. And from the top of the towers, we would peer down the land below. We sometimes wondered which hut belonged to our parents and what the lives were like for them, what life was like for others. I grew a fancy for these ideas. And so, I put it in my head that the best course of action would be to leave. Break out of servitude, to travel the world, see its sights, meet its people, learn its languages and of its cultures. Aleska was a smart girl, much smarter than I. She did not wish to leave, instead speaking of the dangers outside of our small living. So, against her better will, I packed my bags and I left without her. And I met a cold, unforgiving world that uses and takes. I have traveled a very difficult road. And that I even stand here in this run-down ancient shack in the middle of the desert is a miracle in and of itself.
What's to stop you from going back to her? Isn't she still there?
And what if she isn't? Some stranger comes in from the lands beyond. The stories we heard of outsiders. No, it would not work. Even if I told them I was from their lineage, believe it or not, wouldn't matter. This is my life now.
What if she changed her mind? What if she would want to leave with you?
If she leaves, she'd be dead. I'm no man for protecting. One of our party members even has the inkling of staying with the enemy. And what do? I let him. I let him follow his heart, even if it leaves him to pain, even if he's left in misery, even if he's in a position to be used, to be manipulated by powers beyond himself. I let him. Because it's what I would want.
Hammerstein was not yours to protect. I tried to get him to stay. Nothing that you could have done or said could have made him come with us.
And I know that. I do. We were together.
Self, Gareth.
The fire appears to be going out in the fireplace.
It does not matter. He's gone now. So are the people I've tortured with. We have tomorrow to greet us. And I lay
Get
down.
some rest.
And with the night of rest comes a 5-minute break, everyone. So we shall return in about 5. So digest it, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Thanks.
X, why you gotta go break me? Why you gotta break me like that?
Don't talk yet. Don't talk. God damn it. I'll be right back.
The Horde will never die.
All right, I think we're gonna try to get back here. So let's see here. I'm gonna return here, and that's gonna be me. And we're gonna go to live screen. We're just waiting on a few people. I gotta turn up my volume here. Oh, wrong one. Gotta go here. I forgot to mute you,
Yeah,
Scotty.
yeah?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Love you.
Love you too.
Love you, Amanda.
I was talking to X, man.
Yeah.
I can't.
That's it?
No.
And Amanda.
There's only one finger left.
Oh,
What the?
I need more.
I'm
Do you want me
sorry.
to send you some of my whiskey that I didn't pour myself a glass when I should have?
I'm sorry, X.
Xavier's angry.
I should
just
have. I
gotta-
should have given you more. I should have given you more.
I just got water.
Guys, I just got here and I'm feeling things.
Amanda's eating my last spicy stew.
She's
Oh, that's-
having the bowl
He's
of
been
spicy.
sick. Don't judge her.
I love spicy soup.
She needs it to clear her
Yeah.
nasal passages. By the way, there's only one finger of whiskey left. I am so miffed.
I don't know.
Myth? I haven't
You know
heard
what?
that in a while.
You know what? Why
I
don't
haven't
you?
heard that ever.
So here's what you can do. If you really want more whiskey, open up the scotch, and I will get you a proper bottle of scotch for your graduation.
Whoa. Mixing whiskey with scotch? What is this?
$20.18.
Scotch is whiskey.
Wait, are
Just
you
a heads
talking
up.
some pappy? Is that what you're talking? A little pappy?
No, this
No.
is it for the night. I said how much I was gonna drink. And then I will open the scotch next week.
Well, there you go. And I will get you a proper. I know what I'm going to get you for your graduation. I know it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love how everybody's saying I'm breaking them. What's breaking you? Huh?
It was
Tragic
good.
backstory?
The feels, dude, Xavier, that was like an amazing, like.
I
that
was on the verge of
aren't you
crying.
Hey,
awesome. Talk
Hey.
about.
there was a moment where I was about to step in, and I was like, you know what? Just get out of the fucking way. I'm like, just let this go.
I got this, Helen.
Yeah, I know. Like, you got to know when to just.
Know when to hold them. Know
I
when to fold them.
I have a mute
No
button
one
on
to
my
run.
microphone, and I was just like, click, like, just go, you know. All right, are we all? Gareth's heavy right now, you know, and they're asleep now. So, I think we're ready to let's get all the outside world out of us right now, you know, like
Sneeze. Hold
Just-
up.
Okay, have you guys seen my full ensemble?
you have
Oh,
some
Yeah, maybe.
nice. I like that. I have not seen. I like it. I'm a fan.
Oh man, he's got them thigh-high boots.
I got greaves and pointy shoes.
I like
Yeah, you
it.
Captain Morgan it, man.
I like it. So
And then there's me, who just has a painted face.
X was making me feel.
Now
So-
he's making me feel like
Oh,
shit.
Amanda.
Because
Yeah, I
I
know.
have shit stuff on my face.
So Gareth and Mara fall asleep. We return back to Orgrimmar, to Hammerstein. Cromosh and Nathanos have left the War Chief's chambers. Sylvanas looks to the gnome. You said the words, but did you mean them?
I mean, when I was talking, I was asking the question, and then I just kind of rolled with it. You've shown me plenty of hospitality. I'm assuming that's gonna have run dry.
Sylvanas stares blankly for a moment. While you may not have committed yourself completely to the Horde, I need everyone to think you are a part of it at the very least. I want to know the answers just as much as you do. I burned that tree down. I take full responsibility for it. This is war. However, I burned that tree down expecting there were soldiers. I wish to crush the Alliance's back, not smother its children. Do you understand me?
Understood.
If you hold your allegiance to SI-7, that's fine with me.
But don't show it to the common people. That's what you're saying.
She nods. A spy that I know of is more useful to me. If you need to, you can roam the city and figure out what you're looking for. I don't think you'll find anything here. But if there are
I'll keep you informed.
pieces of this, yes, do so. No one else. Just me. Do we understand each other?
Mm-hmm.
You are now a champion of the Horde. Act accordingly. She nods, but you see what's behind that nod. Somehow, Sylvanas has allowed you to retain your identity, both within the Alliance and attain citizenry within the Horde. Carrie, I can read your lips, okay?
Carrie, it's like, you really don't like me. Yeah, don't you?
I wish to know what happened there.
I'll keep my nose, my ears down to the ground, and I'll come back to you.
If I don't hear from you in 2 days, I'll know you returned. And we will not send out parties after you.
Okay.
Are you comfortable with this?
I'm perfectly fine with this.
There's a barracks in the Valley of Honor. You can find rest there amongst the other warriors. Careful of the orcs, they snore.
Alright.
She nods, dismissing you. Nathanos! She calls. Nathanos comes into the chambers. My queen. Show him to the barracks in the Valley of Honor. He is now a soldier of the Horde. Afford him all respects as he is due. Of course, my queen. He begins marching towards the Valley of Honor with you in tow, Hammerstein. It seems that our queen is quite stricken with you, gnome.
Clearly.
Blightcaller stops in his tracks. I beg your pardon.
Nothing.
He stays stopped for a moment.
It's been a long day.
That it has. And he continues marching forward. You will find Orgrimmar to not be like Stormwind. We don't afford luxuries, fine fooderies. But
Like any place actually accepted me in that place anyway.
Blightcaller laughs. You don't have to say anything there, no. He continues to walk. You pass through the drag. You see the arena as you reach the Valley of Honor. If we were to actually fight, who do you think would win?
Most certainly you.
You're smart. I've felled many in my life. I recall seeing you in Stormwind at one point.
Mm-hmm.
How is Varrock?
I would not be able to tell you.
Oh, really?
Probably still in the cell. Refusing to talk to anyone.
Do you have anything positive to say about his horde?
I mean, if his... the word... allegiance, so to say, is that strong. Nay, his will. Just to keep what he knows to himself. I wonder how every other orc is. And everyone in the horde.
Nathanos nods. It's a shame, really. I liked Varrock. We were a good pairing. He marches on. This would be the barracks, home to those who have no home. But you are a soldier of the Horde now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He does an illustrious bow. Then you are more than welcome to find a bed. The orcs snore loudly as he walks past you as you stand at the entrance. Twilight. Yep, it is twilight. It would probably be time to at least act like you can sleep.
Yeah.
And so, Hammerstein enters the barracks to rest for the evening. We return to the domicile in which Mara and Gareth are currently inside of. Gareth, roll a perception.
Any Worgen bonuses?
Nope. You sense something, even within your sleep, outside of the hut.
I snap awake.
You're not sure what you heard. Might have been nothing. But you're not completely sure you
Pull one
heard.
of my blades and I look about the room.
You see nothing in the room, but you're certain that you may have heard something outside.
Am I still asleep?
You're still
Get out
asleep.
of the bed. I hold the blade precariously, still shaking off the grogginess of sleep. I look at Mara. Does she look fine?
She's fine.
I'm asleep.
Yep, she's asleep.
Are there any windows to this place?
There's a couple. They're very small. They're not glass filled. They're open.
I head to the nearest window and place myself against the wall, and I try and peek with one eye out the window.
Roll. You swear you saw something moving in the shadows. You're not sure if it was one figure, it could have been multiple.
Still trying to shake off the grog of sleep. I step away from the window and I walk over to Mara, watching the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I nudge her.
Yeah, bedside.
Mara,
What? What's wrong?
I think there's something outside.
Okay, I immediately wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a woman and we can do that.
Really?
Really now?
I watch the doorway with dagger in hand. I prepare for anything.
I turn on my super cool fucking awesome stuff to kill some motherfuckers with it.
Okay. You don't do that. You just ready your staff. You don't turn it on.
That would give us away. Okay, I grab my stuff with no light on, which doesn't look as cool, by the way.
Okay. There you go. That's fine. You don't want to give away your position. You hear some shuffling outside.
I audibly hear it.
Yes. At this point, it's very noticeable.
There's something out there.
Could be anything. It could be a rabbit.
Whatever it is, it doesn't belong out here. I press forward against the wall. Right next
I'm on
to
the other
door.
side of the door, pressed against the wall too.
I press my ear against it, try to hear any movement I can.
You are certain it's footsteps.
I look at Mara. I nod.
I nod back, ready to attack.
I take out a flask from my belt. I uncork it, and I place a few drops upon my blades.
Mm-hmm.
They are now poisoned.
Well, shit. Well, I want to cast this anti-magic force field, but I don't know if that's going to give us away. Because, like, you can see it, so now I'm like...
Well, aren't you in quite a spot of bother?
Well, I can shackle undead, so I just need to know what it is.
Ooh.
Ah, you don't know what it is.
Alright, I just...
You do a thing.
Mm. What do?
I do nothing.
Okay. The sound fades. There's no more movement.
I relax.
I don't. Because I'm a woman and we do that.
It seems to have passed, I say tomorrow, keeping my ear pressed to the wall.
No, they could just be not moving. They could still be there.
I think there's no more threat. We should head back to sleep.
You're probably right.
Of course.
It's probably just a rabbit.
Something small.
Go
Ash-
back to bed.
As you speak to Mara, right behind Mara appears an image. Humanoid, with a warglaive brought against her neck. Interesting mounts you have out there, human and night elf. A Kaldori says as he slips out of the shadows.
I step away from the wall, entering a battle stance.
You move, your friend here dies.
Who's
This-
to say she's my friend?
You share a domicile.
It's true, he doesn't like me.
I
You-
look from Mara to her captor.
Mm-hmm. Captor is a Kaldori, but it's unlike any Kaldori you've ever seen, lacking the long hair that is typical of night elves. This night elf has brandished himself in a mohawk with tattoos on his arms. This is an oddity.
I take note. You travel the wastes often?
Yes, but when I do, I'm not alone. And on cue, 2 other night elves appear next to you, Gareth. Each one with a dagger pointed at your skull.
I raise an eyebrow, and a wry smile crosses my lips.
What do you want?
I want to know what Horde spies are doing here.
You must be
Hello, and
referring
audible
to
laugh.
yourself.
Referring to myself, I'm not the one riding the skeletal horses out there.
We can explain.
You had better make it quick.
If you'll remove the dagger from my throat, I could speak easier.
I can hear your voice clearly, and he has a voice box as well. You are in no position to bargain. I flick my wrist, and this place goes red. Human?
I eye my assailants. Are they of the same ilk as him?
They are. Both night elves, both brandishing similar tattoos as him, and shorter hair, just like him. Oddities.
I raise my fingers, holding my knives between my forefingers and thumbs, and slowly return them to their sheaths in my belt. Perhaps this can be assuaded with discussion. I peek an eye out of the corner, looking at those with daggers pointed for the kill.
They stand unmoving. The one holding Mara. Perhaps it can talk.
We were on a caravan. Guards.
That's
of
a lie.
Let me finish.
One more lie, and her death is on your hands, human.
Gareth?
Aboard an airship, we were taken by the Banshee Queen herself. After passage, hearing her story, she allowed us to leave with only those horses that you see. All she gave us for this treacherous sound.
It's
We
true.
made it here and sought shelter, refuge against the harsh elements outside. If you've to strike us down, you would not be gaining any leverage against your enemy.
The night elf, staring straight at Gareth. That seems reasonable.
I mean you no harm.
What are you doing here?
We're just trying to get back to the Alliance
For what?
for safety. This territory is heavily Horde controlled.
Why? are you here? Why did the Banshee Queen take an interest in you?
Ask her yourself.
I don't have time to ask her those questions, human. I'm asking you.
And yet you have the time to press innocence here. Surely you must have some other notion, other than just sheer dumb luck, that we have undead horses outside. You spill blood for such a cause?
Oh. The night elf laughs. This is war. There are no innocents. So again, let's cut the bullshit.
As far as I know, Kildora don't kill one of their own.
He leans next to you. If you work with Windrunner, you are not one of our own.
Quick question, who's Windrunner?
Sylvanas.
Sylvanas.
Got it, thank you.
Sorry.
Alright. I lean into the dagger so that it just barely cuts my skin. And I stare into his eyes. And I say, I lost everything when the tree burned. I will kill Sylvanas Windrunner next time I see her.
He stares at you menacingly. And his grip goes lax. However, the other two do not. What are you?
As you see me.
What are the both of you?
Purely disadvantaged.
You
We are
fly.
traveling companions, nothing more.
You fly here with the Banshee Queen. You have skeletal horses. You have some means of ability, albeit nothing against us.
I drop my arm slowly. Fine. I will tell you. We have connections. Those that we know that know those of higher power within the Alliance. Sylvanas knows this. She's seeking the advantage. She let us live in hopes that we would fall within her good graces. And in fact, while I say this, I roll a persuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Ooh.
The Night Elf.
I could
Very
not tell you.
persuasive.
I could not tell you why she let us live. In fact, the moment we stepped in through those gates, I thought for sure we were dead. And yet here we stand, our lives threatened once more in these alien lands. I promise you, we pose you no threat and are purely seeking a way back home.
The Night Elf with the Warglaive looks at his companions. Waves his hand. Daggers drop. You're SI-7, aren't you?
We can neither confirm nor deny that, and as Kildora, you should understand.
My expression doesn't change.
He nods. Understood.
With their weapons down, my demeanor changes, and I look at them, and I say, we met other Kildori and Ogremar with very different intentions. It had a disastrous and costly outcome. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
You met heroes then, did you not?
I raised an eyebrow before cocking it back down.
Heroes don't murder children.
No. But we didn't ask for this war. We are simply partaking in it.
Funny, Sylvanas said that exact same statement. Seems like nobody asked for this war, and so no one will take responsibility for it. In the meantime, innocent lives are being destroyed.
You dare impugn your own people on this issue, Night Elf.
Of course not. That is not my meaning. But I was there when the Kildori blew up those shops in Ogremar. You very nearly killed me and my companion here.
If you think we expected any alliance to be inside of Ogremar, then we would have never set off those charges. Those Kaldori are heroes. We are destroying the enemy from the inside. Do you
By
smell
killing the enemy's children?
smell the air, Night Elf? Do you smell that? Take a deep breath if you would. Do you smell that faint sulfur smell? It may be faint here, but it grows larger as you go north. That tree still smolders. We have lost everything. We have lost our home. We have lost our kin. And we have lost everything. And you will tell us that a rabble of orcs and trolls and their little monster children are not worth this. We will burn Ogremar to the ground. You are a part of the Alliance.
So I hold myself to a higher standard. I do not bring myself down to their... You're just becoming the thing that you hate.
He leans forward. I love being impugned by SI7. Those that do the bad things so that we can sleep. He leans back. This is not a suitable place for you to rest for the night. You are not safe here. There are patrols here. And we almost killed you.
We're not safe with you either.
You're safer with us than you are anywhere else.
And when the charges that you have underneath vest go off, how safe will we be then?
I don't wear charges. And there's a very select few that do that. You will join us at our camp. Or you can die here like the skeletons you buried earlier.
I look at Gareth.
Fine.
He looks to the other two. He nods. They go outside the domicile. We're to be on our way to the encampment. Bags go over your heads. Don't worry, we're not going to knock you out. We just can't have you knowing where you're going.
I begin to shake like hypothermia has set in upon my body.
You okay, human?
Just don't like close spaces.
Yeah. Try living in a tree. Thank you for the cheer, Scouty.
He's fine. We just haven't had any water and little rest. He'll be all right.
We're not far. You arrive at the encampment, and they take the hoods off of you. You notice multiple night owls scattered around. You see the 3 that you recognize milling around the encampment. There might be more. You can't tell.
Do we stand or are we placed in seats?
You are standing. You are not... You aren't, your arms aren't tied. You aren't bound, I should say. You were simply bagged over the head. The leader, the one that had been speaking to you, the leader, looks to you both and goes, "You are free to move about the encampment as you wish."
All right.
Okay.
I take a moment, breathing deeply. I look to see for Mara. See her across the way.
This is free
I move.
action, by the way. Yeah.
I move. Oh, okay.
You can move yourself.
I move closer to Gareth, and I put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm like, just breathe. Just breathe. Focus on your breathing. It's gonna be okay. I will not be taken hostage by my own people.
I hold my hand over hers. Gently squeeze. Stand. Removing my hand.
Shake my head. Like, you got this, Gareth.
I get a clear view of the encampment. I need a moment. You take the lead. I lead against the table.
I walk up to this one who's closest to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I say, I need provisions for my traveling companion. Any food or water. Anything you have to spare.
The Kaldorite looks at you and goes, "It's all there on the table. Feel free, it's communal."
Okay. Walk back up to Gareth, and I'm like, take rest. Eat something. Drink. You'll feel better, I promise.
What's the state of the tables before me?
You see a number of food items, a few flasks of water, filled, remaining on them.
I feel the dryness of my mouth. I grab one of the flasks of water. I inspect it with my eyes before bringing it to my nose. Inconspicuously, as if bringing it to my lips.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a whiff.
It's water.
I begin to down it.
Mm-hmm.
As quickly as I can. Trickles going down the sides of my mouth into my shirt.
Which one's the one that actually seems to be the leader?
The leader is on the bottom right on your map.
Right here?
Yes.
Okay. I walk over to the leader.
Mm-hmm.
We must be on our way at first light. I hope you don't intend to take one of your own people hostage.
You're no hostage here. This is simply a safer spot for you.
I stare intently at him, and I say, I was once where you're at now, where I hated all Horde. Horde was the epitome of evil to me. Everything that is wrong with our planet came once the Horde invaded us. But what happened in Orgrimmar today? That was wrong. It cannot happen again. We cannot lower ourselves. We must be better than that of the Horde.
He coughs as he stretches himself up. You spent a day in Orgrimmar, and suddenly you have compassion for the enemy.
It is not compassion. It is wisdom. I do not feel sorry for them, but I am not stupid enough to go blow up our children in some kind of attempt to get justice for our tree. How old are you, Night Elf?
Old enough.
Old enough. I am 1250 years old. I am a warrior. I have fought in almost every war that Azeroth has had, and I have learned that those that act as you do, those who act without thinking, those who act quickly and are rash with their judgments, do not get very far in Azeroth. You need to understand that there are steps being taken slowly, methodically.
He interrupts you immediately. What do you think this is? What do you think this is, girl?
Looks like a small camp of a handful
No,
of
not this. Not this. What do you think this is? Do you think that this is some sort of war where the soldiers line up and they take their swords out and swing them at each other? This is a battle for extinction. Do you understand that?
Ah,
I laugh, obviously out of earshot for a human.
Well, he's obviously yelling at me. Yeah.
I've heard.
The night elf looks over to you.
I pick up one of the bottles and inspect it. Where'd you get such an item? I look to the rest of them.
God damn it.
The night elves eye Gareth cautiously. Do you think that they'll stop with us? Do you think that this is the end of their war? Do you think that this is the end of this? Do you think that they burn down the tree and we should immediately feel bad that a few Horde children die? Do you think that I care a damn? Do you think that I feel anything?
And that is your biggest flaw. You will never get through this world with no feelings. And blowing up a few innocent Horde children is not going to make the entire Horde, all of the Horde races extinct. Azeroth is vast. The genocide that you are hoping to achieve with a couple of bombs in one city is laughable. You're never going to get what you want, this tiny little group in this tiny little camp.
So he leans into you and goes, "So should I put them all in a tree and burn it down?"
I slam the glass I'm holding onto the table. Just testing its fortifications. I think I might take this.
I lean into him. There is a Kildori standing right in front of you. Not all of our kind were in that tree. And you make me ashamed to be Kildori.
He looks around. You make me ashamed to be Kaldori, traitor. And just as those words slip his lips, you hear a motion in the trees. And as if you couldn't react to it, you are surrounded by the undead Dreadguard. We have them surrounded. We track them down. Multiple soldiers say, as they swarm in to the Kaldori. The Kaldori pull their weapons, defensive stances, all. The leader pulls his warglaive out. And
I move closer to Gareth.
And from the entrance of the camp moves an interesting-looking Forsaken soldier. Spikes climbing out of his head, his eyes aglow. This is a famous soldier. This is a hero of the Horde. Belmont, the Death Stalker, walks into the camp. Looks at everyone. One of the Dread Guards goes, "How many prisoners, sir?" Belmont looks, starts counting, puts a finger to his mouth. No prisoners. The Dread Guards start moving in, stalking closer to all living beings. You hear a voice. A moment, sir. Another undead figure walks up to Belmont. You hear murmuring, rasping, as the Forsaken typically have. The Deathstalkers, the Dreadguard, wait for their orders, however on guard. Belmont looks up from his discussion and goes, "One moment, gentlemen. My lieutenant has something to say." The lieutenant moves across the table. Across from Gareth. Gareth views this undead moving within eyeshot. She would be pretty if it weren't for her exposed elbows and knees. The moss growing on her shoulders. The glowing of her eyes that signify the undead that has stricken her. "Hello, Gareth," she says.
No.
My God. It's not her, is it?
It has been a long time, hasn't it?
Rise up, sons of the Horde! Blood and glory await us! Luntargar for the Horde!
Thank you, Scouty, for the subscription. Her eyes, unblinking, stare directly into yours. You recognize the hair. You recognize the face.
Alaska, how? How did this happen?
She laughs. It sounds more like a gurgle. Thank you, Sass, for gifting that.
Thank you.
She stares intently at Gareth.
Oh, really? What was muted?
You left, Gareth. I thought it was over. I thought that was my life of servitude. But I couldn't. I wanted to have what you had. I wanted to be with you. I ran from Grosh. He killed me. I can remember the dagger in my heart. I can remember it all going black. And then I remember the Valkyr pulling me back to life. I didn't have a home. I didn't have a master. I had the Forsaken. You left me, Gareth.
God.
You went in the middle of the night. But know this. I didn't stop loving you. I don't stop loving you now. So we give this to you. She looks to Mara. And your night out friend there. Leave. Or join these night elves in the slaughter.
I put my hands on Gareth's shoulders and I whisper, still in shock and horror, as he told me about Alaska, so I know who this is. I whisper, Gareth, come on, go. Gareth, let's go. Come on.
Do you want me to roll help?
This is a decision. You leave, you live.
Bye.
You stay, you fight.
I turn my head towards Mara. This is no life.
Decide, Gareth! Decide like you did that night when you left me.
No!
Take my hands back. I step back too. Give him space.
I turn away.
Do you
Looking
have...
away from her.
Carry your camera.
Do you have anything to say? Do you have anything?
I peek an eye to the captain of these Caldori.
He's
What's he
readied.
doing?
He's looking around, surveying what he must do.
I look intently at him. Does his gaze lock with mine?
No. He looks a bit bewildered.
I begin to change from the tips of my extremities.
Gareth, no.
I stumble. I look at her. Alaska. My fist clenches.
She stares back. Her features can't change too much due to her affliction.
I stumble away, forcing every muscle to leave this confrontation. I can't do it. I can't change again.
What is your choice, Gareth?
I fall to my knees.
I bend
I look
down
to the
to
sky.
him.
Laura, leave. Let us leave.
I pick him
hold
up.
my arm out.
I help him up. I put his arm around my shoulder and I lift him up and I slowly walk with him trying to exit the camp.
The dread guards open way. Belmont, with this crazed look that he always has, a perpetual smile on his face, nods to you as you walk by.
I look at Belmont. I stop at Belmont and I look at him and I say, we were taken by these night elves, but we have no association with them. And I put my head down and I continue.
You hear the night elf in charge scream out, "Traitor! These are your countrymen!" As the dread guard move in, you hear the slicing of air. Bones snapping. Blood spewing. Belmont calls for no quarter. None will be given tonight. The Night Elf encampment is destroyed. You hear Belmont shout, "Burn it to the ground!" The flames erupt as you leave. The screams of night elves fill the land once more. And that ends this week.
Oh, oh my god, man!
He's
Dude!
a supporting character.
Ah, yo!
Doesn't
Whoa! Oh my
Harry's not
god!
gonna get any sleep for the next
All
week
right.
until he gets closer.
Bruh!
Everybody,
That was so crazy!
everybody
Ooh.
who's in the party, please stay behind. I will be with you shortly. Sasrin, thank you for gifting the sub. Thank you for the bits, everyone. Thank you, Sasrin, for the bits. Thank you, Scotty, for the bits. And thank you, Austin, for the bits. I will be right back with you guys in Discord. As for you guys in chat, I hope that you loved this week. If you didn't, I'm sorry, but we will be back again next week with Chapter 6, right? We're on our 6th chapter. I mean, Jesus, 6 in a row. Where can we go from here? It's, yeah, I know. Hamilton's like, whoa!
Rise up, sons of the Horde! Blood and
Now
glory await us!
Two.
Scott, welcome in, by the way. Thank you for catching the end of this. I appreciate you. Too bad you stream. That's okay. You come in anyway.
Scythe gifting a sub to
Scythe,
him.
Scythe is always gifting them subs.
Thank you,
He's
thank
the
you.
man with the plan.
Thank you so much for look at that.
Always
Look at that black
everyone
mage with the hard eyes. Hamilton's, I hope you enjoy that. I hope you enjoy the Planet Arlia, Vegeta badge and the black mage emote. And thank you so much, Scythe, for gifting that to Hamilton's. Thank you all for hanging out. I love these streams. These are my favorite streams. I'm not gonna lie. Hanging out with these guys and hanging out with all of you is amazing. So I hope to see you all next week. I know I'll see these three, but holy shit, what the hell?
Sons of the Horde!
Whoa, it's like a
God
sub
damn it.
party or something. It's like September or something.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Lord Fancy coming in hot with the help sub.
Wait, hold
That
up.
happened? I
Wait,
wasn't
speaking
sure what I was
of
clicking on. Hold on.
September.
I need a refund.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you the money. Don't worry. Thank you very much, Lord Fancy, for the sub. I appreciate it. Enjoy those black mages until I refund you and, say, thanks for nothing.
Speaking of September,
anyways,
do that.
anyways, guys, thank you so much for this. I will see you guys in a moment. I'm going to mute you right now, and I'm going to just turn off the camera for a moment. I hope that all of you have a great night in chat. Take care. And we will return next Tuesday with Chapter 6. So take care. Have a great Wednesday. Have a great rest of the week. And we will be back next week. Take care.